morning, YouTube. Oh my goodness, we are back. We are back. Hey guys, my name is Nicola Dickens. This is Free My Cure. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whichever the case may be. So I have a very different show for you today. Instead of us doing our normal reviews today, I have some goodies to go through. We are going to review some edibles. We're going to smoke some dabs. We're just going to do this whole well-rounded lift up Monday session because I think we all could really use a really good Monday. It was a good weekend. Went down to Nirvana Center for their marketplace over the weekend, Saturday, which was a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun toys in this little bag. Yay. Yeah. Can't wait. So I'm going to share this feed out with the world. We are going to dab and then we are going to jump straight into this bag. I have some edibles. I have some shatter. I have a dab straw. We have all kinds of fun stuff to do today. So give me a moment and let's just get this going. How is everybody today? What are you guys doing? Anything good? Anything new? Anything exciting? What did you guys do over the weekend? Did you guys go to any vendor things or a marketplace or any of that? This was the first marketplace I had ever been to. It was, in my opinion, more like a vendor day out at Nirvana Center, which was still very, very nice. I really enjoyed it. Sorry, I've got to get this shared out. Sometimes I have to delete my tags in order to get this in. So, there we go. What a fun day. One more and I will be right back with you, or I will be with you guys. We will heat up this straw. This stupid phone today is going to irritate me. Oh my goodness. So what did you guys do over the weekend? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Anything new? Do you guys know of anything going on during the summer? Any other type of vendor days or marketplaces? This, in my opinion, more of a marketplace would be where several dispensaries get into the same venue and sell their edibles. This one was more of giveaways and taster test. You get the little taste testers, but they didn't have any cannabis in them. They did have food there over the weekend. It was CBD infused food. So a lot of really fun stuff did happen. I just don't consider it doesn't feel like a marketplace to me. It feels more like a vendor day, a really good vendor day. So I really had fun. Really, dude? You come over here and you yak. Why did you yak? So let me get this on Instagram and off we will go. I do have a giveaway that we'll be going through at the end of the month. I don't have the actual package as of yet. For the giveaway, it's going to be a whole bunch of raw papers and all kinds of raw stuff. But I don't actually have the package as of yet. So as soon as I get that in, you guys will see it, and I will put the contest rules up on the website. But let me get this going real quick, and I will be right back with you. Whoa. Okay, dokie. So, I am going to go ahead and move this gorgeous bag out of the way for a moment. We are going to heat up my newest little toy. I got a little dab straw over at Little Amsterdam in Surprise, Arizona. Really great. I think I paid $10 for it. It worked really well. The only thing that I did see with this was that the tip was really, really narrow. So when you heated it up, and you went to press it the first time, it kind of closed the hole to your dab straw. So one of the things I had to do was I had to kind of break off the tip of this dab straw so that we could still get airflow through it and then file it down, and so it didn't cut you or hurt you or do anything with it. So let's go ahead and heat this up. We are I'm sorry, I am smoking, I think it's Snowball. Yep, Snowball today, which we have reviewed before, so I'm not going to review it again. Snowball is a 65-35 indica hybrid. This is some shatter that we got in one of these little containers that I like so much. I glue them together, and I use the little containers to hold my phones or my pad or whatever for the different social media platforms I do videos for. So that's what I actually use all of these little things for. Kind of fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and heat this sucker up real quick. Had a little left there. Oh, that would hit. That one's still hitting. Holy shit. Dr. Pepper power, guys. I love the way this just bellows out the end of the straw. Phew. Oh yeah, we are going to be pretty lit today. Phew. If I can do it. Holy shit. Oh. That one got me. A lot. Oh my goodness. So, phew, if I can breathe. So it is like in the 80s. Please don't sting me. Please don't sting me. I'm allergic to bees, and there's a bee flying around me right now. However, because I'm allergic to bees, I have learned that you don't swat them away or do stupid things because they will bite. Phew. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, we went to Nirvana over the weekend. They had this really cool marketplace is what they called it. So we decided to go check it out, see what they had, see if they had any new people there, see what was going on, and lo and behold, we had some fun stuff. So I'm just going to jump right into this bag. I'm going to pull everything out of this bag, show it to you guys, and then I'm going to let you know how much I actually spent at Nirvana Center. So, where to start? I'm going to go ahead and start with the coupon book that they did have out, Dr. Referrals AZ. This is actually really cool. It's a cannabis, or an Arizona Cannabis Monthly, and they're doing in here, you'll notice that they have all kinds of coupons to the different dispensaries here in Arizona. So it's not just in the Valley, it's in Tucson, Prescott, Flagstaff, I believe, but there's pages of these coupons. So I was gonna read a couple of them off to let you know who was in here. Oasis Dispensary is in here. They have a 20% off your entire order. They have several of them. A free pre-roll with medicated purchase. First-time patient, buy one, get one BOGOs. Then the Phoenix is in here. $35 a quarter, $65 a half ounce, $99 an ounce, $10 off $10%, 10% off your entire order. A BOGO on cartridges and a shorty pre-roll. Little Amsterdam Smoke Shop also has a coupon in here, which is really cool. I personally use them. They are a sponsor of this channel, so you will find that most of the pieces that I do purchase from Little Amsterdam. Some of the pieces that I do give away, I have gotten also from Little Amsterdam. So, they also have 25% off Mojo 15% off of e-juice and e-cigs off of at Little Amsterdam. Beat the heat and get legal today. CBD Depot has a 25% off for veterans. MUV is in here with their BOGOs and 40% off all kind products. MUV also does Venom cartridges. Oh, and then the Good Dispensary. Nature's Way Botanicals, Vape and Claire, of course. There's a lot in here. Glendale Greenhouse. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Greenhouse of Flagstaff. I knew I saw some in here from Flagstaff. New River. I'm trying to see where else they are from. Another $5 off certification. Desert Bloom. Talks a little bit about Little Amsterdam themselves, as well as the Giving Tree. The Phoenix. Rise with us, the best. The Phoenix, Rise with Us, the best flower in the valley. And they also have a BOGO on cartridges of up to 1 gram and up to 1/4 of the deli flower. So, and then Dr. Referrals. So there are a bunch of stuff, a lot of coupons in here. You can also get these at www.arizonacannabismonthly.com. So check them out, guys. That was actually, these were the people that I actually went there to see. Normal Foundation and Mita was out there. It was a Mita sponsored event. And so I actually went out there because I wanted to actually talk to them. So that was the whole point of me going out there. So let's see what else is in the bag. Oh, and during the event, they did these raffle prizes, and I ended up winning a raffle, so I had to drive back yesterday to pick up the raffle, which was definitely worth it. So, to jump right in here, we got another Vaping Clear dab mat, which you guys know how I am about my dab mats. I like my dab mats, and these are the large ones, which I love. I got a Vaping Clear lighter. I really honestly have a lot of Vaping Clear stuff, so I didn't take much. So while we were there, because it takes me about an hour and a half to drive to Nirvana Center because of where I live. On the way home, we had fudge brownie infusion. You guys got it going on. I'll tell you what. However, with this particular one, this was 100 milligram THC, so it has 2.1 grams of MMJ in it. I ate about 1/4 of the brownie, and my husband ate 3/4 of a brownie, and most of it wasn't because I felt like I was getting high. It was because it was just so much chocolate. Infusion, however, does bite sizes that has the same amount of medication in them, in the bite size, as this whole brownie piece had in it. So it has 2.1 or 100 milligrams of THC infusions in those little bite size. Those I was hoping was what I was actually going in there to try to get because I wanted to try them. They did not have them, so I will be looking. I do want to get them, put them on the show because I think they're really cool. I love those things. So, and then also while I was there, I went ahead and picked up Vaping Kitchen's Cosmic Crunch Chewy Caramel and Milk Chocolate Crisp Cookies. So when I was there on Saturday, they had buy one, get one. So I believe one chocolate bar was 12 something, and I got one for free. So always definitely worth it. I have never tried actual Vaping Clears edibles before, so I thought, you know something? We are gonna eat one on the show today. Depending on how chocolatey it is, I may not be able to finish it, but I will give it a go. And then last but not least, what is that? Something else at the bottom of my bag. Oh, I think that's my receipt, yeah. The Vapen Engineered Perfection V-Pen Diamond Wax Shatter Pen. And so we're going to load this up. I did charge it up really good for us today. We're going to pull it out and check it out. So Whoop, whoop. That is what it's all about. So when I was there, I paid for the brownie and I paid for one of the chocolate bars. Everything else in the bag was free. I want to say out the door. I was out the door for less than $30. So that was a really good price point for me. And then being able to win a raffle, that was just pretty awesome. So I have already opened this up, pulled it out, charged it up so that we could test it out with you guys on here today. It also came with a little bag of goodies here, which is kind of cool. I have not seen any other wax pen like this come with the amount of goodies that this one comes with, so I wanted to pull those out just because they are pretty good, pretty nice, high quality stuff. No, don't pull down. Okay, so how do I want to do this? We are gonna open our candy bar and start there. So this is the Cosmic Crunch. It's interesting. So if any of you guys have eating disorders like I do, and certain appearances turn you off, this one may be off-putting. I don't know. It kind of looks like a Reese's, but a chunky one, I guess. So there's 2 patties per box. Holy crap. You can smell the chocolate. So we have Dr. Pepper and milk here because I didn't know how chocolate it was going to be and whether I was going to be able to do it. So we have, if we combined the two, your milk and your Dr. Pepper, it is actually called a brown cow. And it actually tastes kind of like if you've ever had a Dr. Pepper float, that's kind of what it tastes like. So for those of you that are like, pepper and milk, it actually tastes pretty good. You should test it. But we are going to go ahead and bite into this thing. Wow, that's big. That's a good size. Messy. No, it's chocolate. You can't have any. Chocolate is bad for doggies. Wow. Wow. So one of my old eating disorder tricks is going to come in handy here. That is super, super rich. Good. Very, very good, but very, very rich. So basically, how this one works is, hey Ken, how you doing, darling? Sorry, I forgot to bring up my comments. I'm so bad today. Willy Wonka, how are you doing? It is stoner time. We are gonna start this Monday off right. Have you ever tried a brown cow, Ken? Have you ever heard of a brown cow, which would be Dr. Pepper and milk? Just curious. Oh, wow. But basically how this little trick works is you mush it up as much as you can in your mouth, and then you swallow it down with the milk. The reason for this, wow, it's rich. Is that it is so rich that it actually hurts my teeth. What happened to the glass tour? Oh! So the glass tour is still going to happen. We started filming it this weekend for you guys. And I broke 2 pieces. So we decided it was not the time to do it. So we are going to be sitting down this afternoon and redoing the glass tour. We decided that once I broke the second piece wasn't so bad. I didn't have to throw it away. It was just a little chip. The first bong, however, totally destroyed. So I decided, yeah, no, I needed to be a little less kidney infection-y, soreness, and a little more stable on my feet before I did the glass tour again. I do apologize. I broke my rocket ship bong in the whole process of that. So, I always thought it was going to be, I thought my bongs were going to be pretty safe doing my my glass tour in there because it's carpeted. Well, lo and behold, the rocket ship bong was very, very thin glass, and it fell on the carpet and shattered into a million pieces. So I thought, you know, instead of doing the bong tour, maybe I'll just bury the bong and we'll do that instead. Well, I got to thumbing through Instagram and found the Nirvana Center thing going on and thought, you know something, we're going to do that. Let's go do that. Because I already broke 2 bongs. So, yeah, I will be getting that bong tour. I am so sorry. I know, it sucks. I couldn't believe I broke the damn thing. It was very flimsy. Not only was it really flimsy, but as the little, I guess, landing pad for the rocket ship sat on it, it was lopsided, and that didn't help when it fell over either, or when I dropped it. So, yes, the glass tour I will still be doing. I just needed it to be a little bit more stable. I don't need to break any more bongs. That kind of sucked. So, I'm not going to get through 2 of these. They are very rich. But we are going to go ahead and open this thing up. I do have it fully charged. So this thing is so cool. You just kind of pop it right off. Top and bottom, fully metal. Absolutely adore that idea. My other little Mimo that you guys saw, I love my Mimo, except it has a glass mouthpiece. And when you put something like that in your lap and you go to stand up, it falls. And if you're on a hard tile surface, we've already cracked that glass. So when I saw that this was completely metal, I was like, yes, you guys know what you're doing. You have cancer. What kind of cancer, B? Stage 4. Stage 4, question mark. What kind of cancer do you have? And have you tried Rick Simpson oil for that? I am no longer stage 4. I was stage 4 bladder cancer. I did get a 20% cancer cell reduction. You will have to go to my website, my blog, and you'll have to go way back. You'll see the results all there. I was stage 4. At the end of the end of August, however, go in and I have the bladder completely removed, which puts me into complete remission. So they're going to augment me a new bladder, and I will go into complete cancer remission at that point. But I am no longer stage 4. I stopped all forms of chemotherapy, radiation, and all of that a few years ago. Couldn't handle it anymore. I was tired of being sick all the time. I was tired of my teeth hurting. I was tired of no hair. I was tired of constantly throwing up. And I was actually at chemotherapy with my cancer buddy, and her and I both decided we were done with it, and we walked away. I started doing Rick Simpson oil, and I'm not sure what she's doing right now. We kind of lost touch a couple years ago. So, you know, with family and everything going on, that's kind of one of those things that happens. Yes, remission is absolutely possible. Because my cancer is in my bladder, once my bladder is gone, I'm in complete remission. So yes, you can get cancer, and you can go into complete remission using cannabis. I've known, or I have heard from, and talked to, I have one friend of mine that's in Tucson right now that did undergo all of his Rick Simpson therapies. He does that too, or he's still doing that. He toned up, he lost some weight, he looks amazing, he's cancer free, and he does great, and he's down in Tucson. So this is completely possible. It really depends on the types of cancer that you have. My particular type of cancer will be surgically removed. So, yeah. I thought it takes 5 years of no cancer. They didn't give me remission after surgery. Did you have bladder cancer? What kind of surgery did you have? What kind of cancer did you have? I'm not showing any other signs of elevated white blood cell count. I'm not showing, I mean, you'll see spikes here and there. You'll see different problems here and there. You'll see where there's, I mean, you'll have days, good days, bad days, same as normal. But you have to remember the things that you physically see wrong with people that have cancer are going through radiation, are going through chemotherapy. People that aren't going through those things look just like you and me. Friend of mine, you can find him on Facebook. His name is Steve. He's in New River. Has never done chemotherapy or radiation a day in his life. He has done nothing but Rick Simpson oil, and he has been able to fight cancer off twice now. So, and I want to say he's in his 80s. So yeah, remission is absolutely possible. Doctors do not I say that I go into remission the minute my bladder's taken out, because that's the last of my cancer. Can I get it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody can. It's not, there is nothing written in stone that says you're never going to get cancer again once you go into remission. You can go into remission for 30 days and come out of it. I've seen that happen. I've seen people that have literally gone into remission after that 5 years, and within 6 months they're back in, those treatments. So it really depends on what type of thing that you're looking for. Okay, let me back up a little bit here. The question is, so do you recommend that I take RSO and leave the chemo ? I did radiation. I did chemotherapy 3 times. I was not limiting my chances of survival. I looked at it like somebody was evicting me from my body. I got that eviction notice and I was being told to get out. So at that point in time for me, no, I would not have been okay with not trying everything to begin with. Just like if I would have gone with the whole bladder cancer diagnosis, the terminal diagnosis, and not have done and just done what they had said, it would have killed me. I would have never been able to make it through chemotherapy again. However, if it's your first time, it's never a good idea to say no to any form of treatment. Don't close your mind to chemotherapy or radiation, because they do have their place. Please understand that. But do your research as far as RSO goes. It has its place too. I have met people that have done chemo and radiation and RSO at the same time. I highly recommend that, because you're getting all of the benefits all the way around. Plus, the RSO helps with some of the side effects that you're going to get with chemotherapy and radiation. As far as chemotherapy and radiation goes, I lost all of my hair. I lost everything. I lost the hair on my legs, the hair on my eyebrows, my eyelashes. I went bald, the whole freaking 9 yards, the whole thing. My last form of chemotherapy was direct injections, to where they took like an amniocentesis needle and put it straight through. So I have not done traditional chemo in over 10 years. So please don't look at me and go, oh, she's done all this and all this. I have extenuating damage to my teeth, to my bones, to all of this stuff. I do still have hair loss, but I can grow it now. There are different things that do change, but no, I would never say no to something ever, ever, ever without trying it. Everything has its place. Talk to your doctors. If you don't trust your doctors, find a doctor you do trust. You are entitled to a second, third, or fourth opinion if that's what you need, to where you feel comfortable that that doctor has answered all of your questions. So, go in it with, go in it with the idea of this is going to work. I'm going to beat this. I'm going to fight this. The people that I have known that have gone in being upset, feeling sorry for themselves, and not picking themselves up by their bootstraps to fight this thing are the ones that really have a hard time with it. They break very, very easily. They break emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And once you break to that point, it is so hard to get it back. So please understand that all I do here is tell you guys that Rick Simpson oil, in conjunction with your other medical stuff, make sure that you get a very good opinion. Talk to your doctors. You'll see that a lot more doctors today are a lot more apt to go for cannabis and to say, hey, yeah, do your cannabis and your radiation and your chemotherapy. When I did my last doses of chemotherapy, my oncologist actually gave me the THC. He gave me Pop Rocks, and I would sit there and eat Pop Rocks during my session. And it was just one of the things he liked to do, and that was my oncologist. They do believe in bringing these two forms of medical aid together, and it does help. It helps a lot. If you've ever seen Weeds, the HBO special, I believe it was HBO, I'm not sure. The Weeds lady in that, the whole character is based off of. If you watch any of her stuff on YouTube, one of her friends, I believe husband, had called her up and asked if they had a gun. And the reason, and she's like, yeah, why? Oh my God, why? And the husband had very, very plainly said, fighting this disease is going to kill me and break me at the same time. So I'm going out my own way. And so she said, hey, I have a better idea. And she got a hold of the pot. She got it for him. And she watched his life turn completely around. She watched him be able to fight this and not lose all of his money doing this. So it is definitely worth watching these things. Rick Simpson wrote a book, Running from the Cure. Pick it up, read it on Amazon, any of those things. It is very, very serious. People did run from this type of information. They were called hoax. Somebody would go online to do something like what I do today, and they were ridiculed for doing something like that. Oh my God, you're smoking pot. You're going to get cancer because you're smoking pot. I get those comments all the time. You're going to get cancer because you're smoking pot. And I'm like, no, honey, do your research. That's the only thing I tell you, and I tell everybody in all of this. Do your research. If you're the cancer patient, the only person that can do this research is you. It's not me. It's not your spouse. It's not your children. It's not your parent. You have to do that research. You have to believe in what it is that you're taking. And I'm not saying that because if you believe in it, it'll work. That is not how it works. But it goes a long way for your mental health to believe in what you're doing. And so do your research, D. Please, or B, do your research. So you judge. Oh, okay. I'm one of the people who is afraid. I was afraid too. I had no idea what cannabis was going to do to me. Not a clue. I never used street drugs a day in my life. Had no idea. I had friends that did, but it wasn't my thing. I was against drugs, and I thought cannabis was one of those drugs. It was until I started doing my own research, and then I figured out it's not as much of a drug as what you're thinking. To be actually one of the first pieces of research that I did actually run across was back in the 30s and 40s. The last people to actually keep petitioning for the use of cannabis was actual medical doctors, because they used this in their practice and they didn't have anything to replace it with. So they petitioned to keep this drug. So, and these are all information I didn't know anything about. I was always under the impression of everything that I went through school with was, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. don't have control over your faculties anymore. You don't have control over what you do. You'll abuse your animals. I mean, I had heard it all, let me tell you. Even to the point of hearing that if you did drugs, you abused your animals. And I am an animal lover to the max. Well, you guys have seen my dog stay on my show with me. And I was never going to allow that. Well, when I started doing my research and I found out the scholars that use this plant and that use this product to not only make their lives better, but enriching their lives by, I mean, there are creative faculties at work when you get cannabis going that none of us can explain, none of us even know how to. I can write like nobody's business when I'm high. I can be extremely creative. I'm not a great drawer, but I mean, I can go to town and do all of these things when I'm high. Some of it's because I'm not in pain. The other part of it is that I'm not in as much pain and I'm still here. When I would take Percocet, Vicodin, even Tylenol with codeine or Tylenol PM, I mean, you pretty much try it all when you have pain. You're no longer fully here. You start movies you never finish watching, and you start them 2 million times, and you know, and you're like, I've never seen this. Yes, you have. You just fell asleep. And my whole thing is that, you know, husband would come in, turn off the TV. I was watching that. He's like, no, you weren't. You were asleep. And I didn't see this. I didn't realize what I had become with all of these drugs in me. Today, I am quite literally 20 medications lighter on a daily basis. And I feel great most of the time. I have bad days and good days, just like everybody else out there. I have, you know, my restrictions that I, you know, can't lift for shit. Can't really exercise a whole hell of a lot without it hurting. There's a lot of things that I can't do. I have my restrictions, but I do feel better using this. I'm not constipated all the time anymore. I start to get an appetite back. I get a sense of humor. I'm joking, I'm playing. I actually want to do something. I take my dogs for a walk. I garden. I mean, there's so many things that I can do now that I never was able to do before. And it's thanks to cannabis. And I was against it too. But I did my research. I got into the industry slowly. And I will say that is the big thing. If you jump in too fast, like I did try to do at the beginning, because nobody was there to really warn me. I didn't know what it was going to be like taking an edible. I had no idea that the edible high was going to be so much different than smoking a blunt high. I had no idea that dabbing high is different than flower high. And I had no idea how to take all of that. I didn't know how to say, okay, I'm at a pain level today of a 9, so flour per se is not going to help my pain level today. However, shatter will, and an edible will. So there are other ways to do it. If you don't want to be a smoker, or if you don't want to smoke cannabis, you can always eat the edible, take a little bit of the tincture, eat the pill, eat the RSO. I mean, there's so many different ways of trying this, to where if you really feel uncomfortable with one way, there are so many other ways to learn. So, that being said, no, I was actually, my apologies, B, I was trying to finish answering the question. Yeah, a lot of times education is rambling. That's why I say do your own research. So I hope you find what you're looking for out there, B. I really do. And I hope you have a wonderful day. So let's go ahead and fill this sucker up. Hey, Ken, how you doing today? I know. Oh, let's go ahead and fill this little bad boy up and let's test this thing out. So I did charge it, and we have tested this pen out a couple times because I wanted to see how well it worked, what it did, how to use it, because my dumbass will start pulling things apart, and I'm like, how do you use that? And it takes me a while. So now that we know, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Good. I'm glad you're okay. Ken, sweetie, message me on Instagram when we're done here. I'll explain to you what's going on. It's not you, it's me. So it's me, okay? That was all about me. That was fishing. That was all about me. So we went ahead and put our concentrate right in there. I have, what do I have in here? Ice cream cake and Nana chips. So we're just gonna push this V pen or V button on the front. Let's go ahead and pull this up here. So that's what it looks like. So let's test it. As always, guys, fuck cancer. Oh, that's nice. That's a hitter. Yes, it's all about me. Somebody's upset that they're not getting a rise out of me, so they're trolling me, trying to get me to react. But I'm not a reaction channel, so that's really all it is. I've erased her. She's gone, and I guess she doesn't like it. I don't know. You got better things to do with your life. Just go do it, right? And that's not for you, Ken. You're my sweet, but yeah, it's stupid. It's high school games is what it is, and I'm not partaking. Because I haven't been in high school for a really long time, and I have no plans on going back. So, no, B. However, what type of cancer do you have? That was a question. You want me to ask or answer your questions? How about you answer one of mine? What type of cancer do you have? Yes, my channel is about pain management and cancer solutions. Hers too, everybody's. However, please understand, not all cancers can be cured by cannabis. It's just like not all chemotherapies kill all cancers. So as I have always said there, okay, B, you're 70. That's amazing. However, what type of cancer do you have, sweetie? So that way I can, if you want that advice, I would be happy to advise you. But that was a very strange noise. I think I have a frog over here. I do. I have a frog. I have to make sure my dogs don't try to attack the frog wherever it's at, because I can hear it. Yeah, it's a froggy. Can you hear it? I'm like, oh my God. Because those things can be really dangerous if your dog breast cancer. I am very sorry about breast cancer. And to be honest with you, I have no idea if cannabis helps with breast cancer. I know it helps with the pain. I know it helps with the nausea. And it'll help with all of the side effects of chemotherapy. But I don't know if it does the reduction. Doesn't hurt to try. That's all I'm saying. Have you ever tried cannabis before, B? Oh, that is rough. No, you haven't. Okay. Have you ever tried CBD? Because CBD may be more tolerable for you. Some people find CBD easier than cannabis, and other people find... Did you hear about these neck injections for PTSD victims at the VA? No, I haven't. Hey, time travelers. 2-bit man-child. I like the name. I love the name. The name is cool. I like your name. No, I did not. Are they doing that to you, Ken? I had an IV in my neck once, and that was the worst. We'll never do anything like that again. So I can't see that the neck injections for PTSD would be great. However, I have been reading, I have been reading a bunch of studies on shrooms for PTSD and anxiety, and that it's working amazingly. Those I like. Okay, let's heat this thing up. We're going to take this last bite. And then let's heat up this dab straw. Let's do another dab, and it's an experimental, no. That would make me a little, I don't think I can handle that. They taste amazing, but they are way too rich. Way too rich. Yeah, I think I would try the shrooms for the anxiety and PTSD before I would do any next shots. No. I try to stay as far away from shots as possible. I'm done with shots. I do not seem very sick. I'm 44 years old. I do pretty good while I'm sitting on camera. But in order to use the bathroom to pee like a regular person, I have to use a catheterizer. My bladder doesn't work like regular people, like to where you sit down on a potty and you go potty. I don't get to do that. I have to use catheters every single time. It hurts. It usually hurts for 20 to 30 minutes after using a catheterizer. I see the specialist at the University of Arizona in Tucson. So I'm seen by the very best doctors right now. I am on different medications. The only one being Tylenol Tylenol with codeine for pain, and I only use it as needed. I use cannabis any other time. I use a little bit of meditation, stretching, yoga, that type of a thing. I haven't been on cancer treatments in 4 years, 3 to 4 years. That's why I don't seem sick. I was sick when I was in treatments. Will you stop digging, mister? And if you have questions as far as how the cannabis goes, I encourage you to do your research. I do have a blog. It's freemycure.org. You're welcome to look through it. You're welcome to email me. I will answer any and all of your questions that you need. Just please feel free to check it. Fact check me. Fact check everybody. Oh, excuse me. This is still a very new industry. So in that being, there are still, wow, that's burns. There are still a lot of things that people don't understand about with cannabis. I was a skeptic when I first started using cannabis because I was like, okay, yeah, I've smoked a joint. I didn't feel pain relief. I took a pain pill, I felt pain relief. It took me a year to get clean from the opioids to start feeling better. You would be surprised at how medications make you feel worse sometimes. So, hey Christy, how you doing? Could I repeat what? Let my nurse write it down. Free, FREEMYCURE.org. Okay? However, you're not going to see the benefit, the pain relieving benefits right away. It doesn't happen. Now, however, if you get a hold of some CBD, because you can get that at your local smoke shops, you can get that. CBD is legal everywhere. You do not have to have a medical marijuana card to get it. If you start taking it, you will start noticing that your stomach won't be as upset. You'll start noticing that you might start getting a little bit of an appetite. You'll start noticing that some of the inflammation that you're normally used to will start going away on its own. These are all things you'll start to notice as you start to move into this plant. And these are two different types of plant. You have a CBD and you have a THC. Thank you. King Grant says, I don't care what people say. Good, you've done a great job on this channel. And you are definitely, I can't read. My phone is getting hot, so now I can't read it as it comes up. So sorry. Oh, okay. A godsend. You know, I started this channel because I wanted to know what it was going to be like if I started smoking medical marijuana. I was curious. I started this channel because I went to my kids who I knew had smoked marijuana. Was it different? God only knows. But I didn't know how I was going to react to it. I did an edible my very first time. I did the whole edible, not understanding that you have to microdose, which means you cut those pieces smaller. So I got a huge rush of all of that medicine all at one time, and I got extremely suicidal. I reached out for help. I figured out where it was at. I got myself grounded again, and I started over, this time a lot slower. I started doing my research. I started reading books. I started finding the information that's online that I could find anywhere else that I just didn't know about. It had nothing to do with, I didn't know. No, oh yeah. How do you know if somebody doesn't tell you? So that's why this channel exists. It's because I wanted to know if I smoked out of my straw. What am I smoking right now? Try to make this as realistic as possible. Snowball, which is a 65-35 indica hybrid, which means is that this is going to medicinally, it's going to make me sleepy. It's going to calm my nerves down, my anxieties down. It's going to calm my nausea down. It's going to, I have to do it all off the top of my head, which really sucks because I have a book that I work out of. All of these different strains do different things. So you'll see on all my other playlists that I have weed reviews. That means that I actually smoke that weed and I tell you what it makes me feel. So when I started this whole show out this morning, I was at a pain level of 9. I have now done 2 hits off the dab straw. I ate 50 milligram edible, and I have done this pen. So I've actually consumed quite a bit of cannabis. My pain level is only down to about a 7 right now. So I went from a 9 to a 7. That's not a lot. So if you look at this on a different, so now we're going to change that scale a little bit. I'm not sick to my stomach at all anymore. I throw up on a daily basis. It is something that I have done for years. I have not been able to stop doing it. I can only eat certain foods, otherwise they will upset my stomach and I will get sick. Though that's one of the long-term effects of chemotherapy and cancer, basically, of treatments. So I will spend the rest of my life being sick every morning. You have to know when to start calming yourself down and making yourself breathe. And that's what I do with these weed reviews. You guys will watch me go, okay, it's knocked the wind out of me, I need to breathe, and I'll shut up a minute. Yeah, you do definitely have to dig your own research. I thought it was crazy that I'm trying to come up with a decent example that will make sense. Cannabis to me is cannabis. It is where it used to be to me, not anymore. I didn't realize that there were 2 different types of strains, a sativa and an indica. An indica is like bedtime use, sativa is a daytime use. You find your happy medium within those things. So when I say my pain level has gone from a 9 to a 7, I've gone from a pain level from a 9 to a 7 with no nausea, which might as well drop that down to a 6, but you still have that pain. I don't have the fatigue as much. It helps my daily attitude, I guess, to be able to see things in a positive light versus a negative light. Cannabis does that for me. Otherwise, I would not be able to see things in a positive light. I have suffered. Just like any kid or any person my age, we've had our fair share of shit. Good, bad, or indifferent, we've had our fair share. Like it or not, you can't change it. You grow with it. Without cannabis, I'd be looking at this like, who wants a God when God does the things to children that he does? He should be protecting those people. I wouldn't be able to see the gray area. I would only be able to see black and white. And that's where I use cannabis. That's where I find my comfort zone. That's where I find, okay, I'm at a 7, but I can go inside and I can do the dishes and I can start dinner because it's going to take me 2 hours to cook dinner no matter what, because I am very, very slow. I get tired. I get worn out. I have to sit down. I have to rest. I can't remember things the way I used to. I have to read straight from my review books most of the time because I can't fully remember those things. And these are all things that have affected me from cannabis. You say that I look like I feel great. I feel great for a 44-year-old person. We're all going to have pain. We're all going to have hardships. We're all going to have that sciatica nerve that's acting up and making our entire left leg hurt like hell. We're all going to have good and bad days. We just have to be able to distinguish the good on those bad days. That's really all it is, Dee. So, and I'll bet you are 70. I'll bet you have had a lot of good and bad days. And I'll bet you there are some days that you just want to put it all in and say, done. I'm going to blow up. I can't take anymore. That's what cannabis helps me not do. That's what cannabis helps me bite my tongue. Because when somebody comes on my channel and says, you look like you're great, you don't have cancer, or you don't da-da-da, or you don't, or you don't, or you don't, I then don't have the sharpness of my tongue to say, I also don't judge a book by its cover. So that's the kind of things that we talk about on this channel. Those are the kinds of things that we talk about. I look at cannabis as a new avenue, a new journey for me, a different journey, because everything that I was taught up until this time, I don't know if I believe that anymore. So I need a new outlet. And this is how I found that outlet. So I invite you, all of you, if you are at all interested in finding out where this journey goes, please don't sting me. I hit you. I didn't mean to. Hit that subscribe button and join the Wheaties family. What we do here is we talk about the different advantages of having cannabis. When I first got sick, when I was 28 years old, I got uterine cancer. And I'll tell you what, I didn't realize what pain was until then. I had not a fathom, because I'll tell you what, if you still have your period and you're going through a uterine cancer, I'll tell you what, no, not happy, not happening. Wasn't my best thing. And the doctor gave me a Percocet for the first, or it might have been a Vicodin. It was one of the two. And I was like, oh my God, this is a freaking lifesaver. And I do remember the first time that pain pill, it lasted me, I want to say 8 hours. I felt so much better. And every pain pill thereafter worked a little less time or a little less well. With cannabis, I can trade strains when something like that happens and find another strain that has the effects of what I'm looking for, instead of being stuck to that same pill that's going to constipate me. It's going to keep me from eating, cause me to throw up, cause me to cold sweat, pass out, sleepwalk, say things I didn't mean, turn into this horrible monster beast when I was withdrawing from it, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, I thought the same thing then. However, the newness of that pill wore off so quickly after that, I want to say 3-month period. I am now 3 years into cannabis, and I can still find that newness. I can still find that relief without that nagging addiction, or that, I don't know. There is definitely a difference in pain management from a pill to a plant. There is a huge difference. There is a gray area that you had no idea will ever exist. And I invite you to try it. Hey Miranda, how you doing, darling? So I think we are going to puff on this one more time, and we are going to close this feed here. Miranda is another one that would contest to how bad the opioid issue is versus the cannabis issue, and that difference in medication levels, that difference in awareness. And so, Dee, I do urge you to give it a try in an edible form, in some type of a form. Look into the Rick Simpson oil. Even at 70, you still have plenty of life to live. I don't know why 70, I mean, you still have plenty of life to live. You really do. So go out there, find that life. Find that happiness, because I know you can find it, and I know once you do find it, you'll be happy. Try cannabis. Give it a try. If what you're really afraid of is that eviction notice, then really what do you have to lose? Would be my only thing. Is if you're getting that eviction notice, no matter what is RSO going to cost you? What is it to try? I mean, really thinking about it. If anything, it will give you a little bit better or more quality time. You'll stop throwing up as much. You'll stop wanting to just bend over and die. You'll see things just a little bit differently. You might find some energy in it. You might find your glow again. You might find that happiness again. It is definitely worth it. I will tell you for a fact that every other Rick Simpson oil patient that I know that has also done the same thing that I have done contests by it. They love it. They wouldn't have done it differently. So I do have, if you really want my opinion, I say try it. It is definitely worth the shot. What do you have to lose? Honestly. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Stay elevated. Mwah! Mad love, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah! Bye.